Hey, my name is Stix and welcome back to your weekly Gacha recap, a video series where I go over the latest news, pre-registrations, test phases, new releases, juicy drama, shutdowns, everything that happened in the Gacha genre over the course of the last week in one easy to digest format. Hey, I have another channel, Stix Plays, dedicated to Gacha reviews. I post videos there every single Sunday. Go subscribe, binge watch the videos, check the channel out. No, I have a lot to talk about, so let's just go ahead and jump right in. We're gonna start this off with Genshin Impact. This is arguably some of the best or worst news of the week, depending on which side of the spectrum you're on. The FTC says Genshin Impact deceived children and orders its publisher to pay a $20 million fine and stop selling loot boxes to kids. This is big. This could have a long-lasting impact not only on Genshin Impact, but also Hoyo's other games. Not just Hoyo's other games, but Gacha games in general. This could in theory mean good, positive things for us. It might mean that they're gonna be more generous. It might mean that we get more freebies. It might be that things get cheaper. At the same time, this could also have a negative impact. We don't know yet. Either way, Hoyo, specifically Genshin Impact right now, is in a lot of trouble. There are certain content creators out there right now that are defending Genshin. There are certain content creators out there right now that are not, that are lashing out at Genshin as a direct result of this. It doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on though, this is happening, and this is happening fast. Now, moving on to something that is much more positive, Wuthering Waves recently held their 2025 Fan Creation Special Program. This was actually probably one of the coolest live streams I've ever held. This was probably one of the best received live streams I've ever held. There were dozens of different creators that were very grateful to be featured in this event that very few, I think, games really, or Gacha games specifically, seem to do. I mean, as you're looking right now, you can obviously tell the people that participated in this were very talented, and the content itself was also very varied. So shout out to Kudo for highlighting these creators, and shout out to the creators themselves for creating such engaging and highly entertaining videos, GIFs, images, stories. This is the kind of content that Wuthering Waves needs. Additionally, if you have not already, there are 2 codes you can take advantage of right now, Starry Stage and Alleys on Us. This will net you with 80 Asterite each, so 160 Asterite in total. While not a lot, it's still something that will aid you in acquiring enough Asterite for potentially Roshia or Brant or Phoebe or Zani. Also, what is that? That is, dude, why do they always have such good outfits, man? Holy crap, that looks sick. Hell yeah. Now let's navigate on over to some sad news. We're kind of just yo-yoing back and forth here. Higurashi, When They Cry Life, announced that on Thursday, February 27, 2025, the game is officially going to end of service. I've never played the Gacha game for Higurashi. I didn't know a game for Higurashi existed, honestly. I watched the anime. The anime was hella messed up. I can't imagine the game itself was really all too different. So I'm kind of beating myself up a little bit that there are numerous different Gacha games that exist of intellectual properties that I've enjoyed that I just haven't consumed, and I really should. Bleach Soul Resonance is not dead as much as we believed it was. On the contrary, there's this really long Reddit thread that was made, but the TLDR is they are essentially back on track, which is good news. But looking at the images for the game, it ain't looking too good. This actually looks pretty damn bad. Much worse than One Punch Man World, and that really didn't look very good. Before we go any further, I do want to take a moment here to thank all of my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, and I genuinely cannot thank you all enough for the support. Black Beacon, I did a dedicated video on, one as part of my Player Pass Brutal Honest Thought series, another as part of my Worst Gacha Ever series that was uploaded to my Stix Plays channel. The beta for this is currently ongoing. The game itself is absolutely phenomenal. It was so much better than I thought it was gonna be. I urge you to go ahead and check out my videos. This was made by Punishing Grey Raven developers, so there are a lot of similarities there between games. Lost Sword has officially released. This is an interesting, what is apparently Epic 7 styled gacha that is a little bit more, let's say it's probably a little bit more cultured than Epic 7 is. I might do a video on this, a dedicated video, I'm not sure. I don't want to get my video demonetized, but I mean, at the same time, I'm willing to take one for the team. That's what Papa Stix does. He cares about his viewers and his community. Duet and Abyss is gonna hold their very first closed beta test. I got into this test phase. They reached out to me and offered me access. Mr. Stix is gonna be playing this. We're gonna be streaming this live. I'm very excited because a lot of alterations have been made from the technical tests I played last year. You can pre-register if you want to by navigating on over to the official Duet Night Abyss website. Star Savior is another gacha game that is in the works. This is actually being developed by the devs of Counterside. This game looks really good. Very little has been shown of the game actually at present, but nevertheless, the game looks really good, really cute, beautiful characters and an interesting setting. I am very curious to see what happens with it. The official website is now officially up, but very little information still has been revealed about it. I'm hoping more comes out soon so I can actually do a follow-up dedicated video on it. Soul of the Dragon is a new fantasy AFK gacha game, including unusual characters, although from what I'm seeing, these characters don't look that unusual for a gacha game. I am very curious to try this one out too. This is a very interesting looking gacha. I might do a dedicated video on this too, because it's definitely more cultured than the vast majority of options out there at present. Nikke just rolled out their Wisdom Spring version update. I've finished the story entirely. I did not pull for Mana, who is the new character. I don't know. She just doesn't, like, she's hot. She's in a business suit. That's a total turn on for literally any man, any straight man. But she just doesn't do it for me. I don't know. It's like, in terms of a character itself, I don't really have any use for her, so I didn't bother pulling. But the entire event and the character is available right now if you're interested. Illusion Connect suddenly resurfaces for a planned relaunch as 1 week-long beta test begins in China. That's interesting. I'm curious to see what happens with that, but I mean, apparently it might be back sooner than we thought. Or it might just be back. Guardian Tales is holding a crossover, a collaborative event with Freeren. And honestly, that is very cool. I love Guardian Tales. Guardian Tales is one of my favorite gacha games, top 5 easily, that I play every month. It has been overwhelmingly enjoyable for me the entire time I've been playing it. If you guys are looking for something fun that isn't necessarily a mainstream gacha, this right here, this is your game. And finally, Arknights Endfield has officially rolled out their global closed beta, and admittedly I have been playing a lot of it. I have 2 dedicated videos on it. One was specifically concerning the gacha, which I'm not overly fond of. If you're curious what the gacha is like, then I urge you to actually look at my follow-up video, my second video, where I document the gacha in much more explicit detail, because apparently people were misconstruing my first video thinking that I meant something that I didn't. I followed up with this and hopefully clarified it in a way that people would understand. This game has been a monolithic amount of fun, so much different than I'd expected it being. It's beautiful, combat's fun. The gacha rates admittedly are not very free-to-play friendly, although some people argue they are. I beg to differ, but that's all. I think that is, that's a pretty subjective opinion, whether or not you think something's free-to-play friendly or not. The world itself is incredibly engaging and fun to explore. It is much smaller than your typical open world games, but go check out this video. I'll have a full dedicated review of it up at some point in like the next week. But that is everything that happened in the gacha genre over the course of the last week. You guys are now fully up to date. I hopefully, you know, you're enjoying whatever gacha game you're playing. I don't know. I ran out of things to say for the outro. Hey, where do you think you're going? I see what you're doing there. I see you navigating on over, scrolling on over to that X button. Don't you dare. What I need you to do is take a moment and click one of the videos that are about to appear as soon as I'm done talking. And trust me, you're gonna want it.